All right, first things first, I'm sorry that this video is not up way later or way earlier in the day. I had some tech problems. I haven't had a PC the last few days, but nevertheless, we're here to talk about the brand new update that has come to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, because with the early access release of Beast Gohan and the Gammas and Cell Max and everything like that, with the DLC, we've also gotten a brand new patch for the game. And I like what I've been hearing and seeing, and people tell me that I'm going to like these notes a lot. So let's go ahead, jump into it. Let's go ahead and break it down. I've got this open, if I can find the right scene on OBS, in Steam right now, as opposed to the official Bandai website, because Bandai's website is piercing, blinding, bright white, and I look like a ghost, and it hurts my eyes. Steam is much more palatable, you know what I'm saying? Much more easy to digest. So here we are. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero feature and battle systems update, January 20th. Just making sure that I got everything in frame for you guys. All right, so update for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, changes and adjustments to features and battle systems. Thank you for playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We will be implementing an update to make the following adjustments on January 20th. So that's today. This is already out now. Maintenance has already gone by, etc., etc. Version 2008. All right, whatever. Game mode adjustments. Legendary Warrior Face Off new. This mode, where you can face off against an extremely powerful character, has been added for a limited time. You cannot select this mode outside of the period. You know what? Somebody mentioned to me something about there being a brand new game mode. I didn't even notice or hear about that. But a brand new game mode. I'll have to try it out for myself or peep some other people and see if it's worthwhile, if it's any good or not. New game modes being added. Always down for that. Speaking of, by the way, there's a ton of game modes they could add to this. You know what I'm saying? Where's like a survival mode? You know what I'm saying? Like where you just have to fight as many battles against the CPU as you can until you run out of health, or you just end up losing a match, something like that. Things like that just, you know what I mean? That I feel like I played in games growing up that you just don't really see a lot in games these days. And there's plenty of other things you could add, like mini games where you're just mashing buttons, just trying to make your character eat so you could like eat faster than Goku or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just fun little stuff that I feel like doesn't get tossed in the games anymore these days or whatever. But functionality adjustments. Episode battle. It is now possible to change the difficulty even when using a dragon orb. I've never used a dragon orb, so this is news. This doesn't apply to me. Maybe it applies to you. Custom battle. More situations, effects, and text that you can set have been added. Dope. Player match. Quick match has been changed so that you do not enter a room and instead get immediately matched with an opponent. We have also added quick room search for quick match. Oh my God. Yo, okay, so like, here's my thing with stuff like this, okay? I'm grateful. I give my thanks. I give them my compliments. On one hand, I'm grateful and appreciative and happy that this is a thing. You guys know this is something I was very vocal about. I mentioned it multiple times across multiple videos, saying that I wanted this quality of life change and update to the game, and they added it. So they're listening to the community. They are improving the game. I'm very stoked and excited about that. However, you only get so much credit because it should have just been like that from the start. You know what I mean? Like, shout outs to Bandai and Spike Chunsoft for actually listening to the feedback that we've been giving them, improving the game in every way that they can. Should have just been like that from the start though. But nevertheless, I'm grateful, okay? Ranked match. A wait time has been added before matching begins as a penalty based on the number of times you have disconnected. Actual punishment for rage quitting. A wait time has been added before matching begins. So if you rage quit a certain number of times, you get put in timeout to where you can't queue back up. Incredible. Actually incredible. How hard was that? You know what I mean? And like, so okay, I need more information on this. Anything that you guys have already experienced or witnessed or whatever you have more information details about with certain things, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But like, should have just been like that from the start. But how hard was that to implement? You know what I mean? Yo, Sparking Zero is officially releasing, boys and girls. The game is finally coming out. Battle setup. You can now see the controls explanation when selecting a character. Sure. Training, the option guarding after attacks has been added when playing against a CPU. Welcome. The training mode needs so many more changes and updates and improvements, honestly. But it's a step, a baby step, but it's a step. Okay, now here's the real nitty gritty, the real sticky icky. Battle system adjustments. Charge attacks, smash attack, or rush chain. You will no longer recoil while charging when receiving a rush attack or rush ki blast from an opponent in sparking mode. Okay. Rush attack. It is now harder to mistakenly input a smash attack during rush attacks. Is that an issue I feel like I had a lot? I can't say for sure. This next one though, Grand Slash. Hitting an opponent that is falling from a Grand Slash with another Grand Slash will now cause them to be blown away spinning, so you can't loop it over and over again. Honestly, I didn't feel like that was that strong or that overpowered or broken. Maybe I'm just a little bit more adept at dealing with that particular maneuver than some other players are. I don't know how many of you guys were struggling with that. I found it pretty easy to vanish, and I didn't think that was super strong in the first place. But I have no issue with them nerfing it either way. I never used it for myself. If that's something that people were abusing and a lot of players were struggling dealing with it, I don't really mind. I didn't. It's fine. I would say it's probably more good than bad that they nerfed that. So kudos. Rush Ki Blast. You will no longer be able to perform a high-speed evasion when being hit. Smash Ki Blast. You will now be easier to hit when firing while moving. Perception/super perception. A certain amount of ki will now be consumed upon activation, meaning you will not be able to just constantly mash perception willy-nilly with absolutely no repercussion or consequence. It now costs a resource, as it should have always, in my opinion, so that you have a finite amount of times that you can use it in any given situation. Now, how much ki is that using? I have to see for myself, but thank God. After finishing the move, the time until the next action is able to be performed has been increased. Oh, I almost busted. Bro, they are legitimately listening. We're winning. We're winning. The game is getting better and better and better. Look, man. This is us. We did this. Us, the community. We did this. Now, here's the thing, right? Obviously, I'm ecstatic about what I'm reading right now. This is incredible, okay? We're getting DLC. We got Beast Gohan, the Gammas. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's hype. The game is improving on a mechanical and systematic level. Not everybody obviously agreed with the changes and things I wanted to see come to the game. I genuinely believe that the stuff that I've suggested and things that they're doing are improvements, you know what I'm saying, making it a better game and a more enjoyable game. Not everyone's going to agree, okay? That's fair. But I think for the majority, this is the right direction, man. I will say not every change they made has been something that I agreed with. The I think I mentioned it in the last video as well during the review for the superhero DLC. The increased cost of what is it, Zebra's Dash? You know what I'm saying, not a fan of that one. But you know, can't win them all. But we're taking so many W's. With these last couple of patches, it's like it's raining W's right now. I'm not gonna lie. I truly believe that this is moving the game in the direction that's the best for everyone. Super counter. Time between being able to perform an input has been increased after unsuccessfully performing the move. So we don't know the frames on this, but basically it was a lot easier to use super counter in this game than it was in the older Tenkaichi games. In the older Tenkaichi games, you were kind of locked out of that input for a bit longer after a failed input. Cannot stress this enough. I've said it time and time again. I don't want there to be infinite combos in the game. I don't want there to be defensive mechanics. I never wanted super counter removed. I just felt like things like perception and super counter were very overpowered. Seemingly, a large portion of the community agreed, and at the end of the day, the developers seem to agree, or at least were willing to concede to our request in changing those moves and toning down their strength, because it was really high reward, very little risk, and also it was basically a constant get out of jail free card to where you just can't really play offense almost at all. And like you can't play a certain style of offense really, or I guess I shouldn't say you couldn't play offense at all, but it's just like it just made it so that combos just basically never existed at all. It felt like, you know what I mean, or they were extremely limited, I guess I should say. I should choose my words more carefully, but like offense and combos were significantly more limited than they were in other games, and especially compared to other fighting games. I wasn't a big fan of that. A lot of people I know weren't big fans of that. This should change that and make the game more fun to play in that aspect, in my opinion. Also, looks like we have some changes to speed impact. The timing for being able to input again after the move finishes has been made later. Okay, no thoughts on that one. Chase change. Damage from giant characters has been reduced when chase changing into them. Sure. Impact recovery. When blown back from lift strike, holding the button down will activate impact recovery once you hit the ground. Also, when blown back and spinning, holding the button down will activate impact recovery once you hit the ground. So these are changes that I don't have an opinion of right now. I think I would have to play the game more and experience it before I could really have any thoughts on that, because I don't without experiencing I don't really know what to say on that. Skill adjustments. Overall automatic avoidance skills like Wild Sense. The opponent will no longer be able to use these skills when performing a combo and continuing the combo with a Russian. So wait. So does this mean like I pop Wild Sense, right? And well, no, because you can't. Oh no, you. Well, no, this is with a Russian though. I was gonna say if I pop Wild Sense and I'm comboing my opponent, they vanish. My Wild Sense automatically activates, and then I knock them back. But with Wild Sense, the only way you're gonna follow that up is with a vanish, right? Or I guess if you were to use like a dash as well. But like that's not a Russian, right? So I'm a little confused on this one. I'm gonna have to test it out for myself. If you understand it better than I do, you can feel free to let me know in the comments down below. They also reduce the attack damage on Wild Sense, which I think Wild Sense is one of the better skills in the game. Did it need to be nerfed? I guess I'm not mad at it, but you know, Kaioken skill count consume has been reduced only for Goku Z early. Sure, I guess canonically that makes sense. Ta-da! Skill consume count has been reduced. I honestly do not know. Is that Goten? That sounds like it'd be a Goten, like a Goten or a Gotenk skill. I don't know whose skill that is off the top of my head, but it's probably one of those two. And all I need is 5 seconds. Ki will be fully recovered. So they buffed that move again. They buffed it in the last like big patch that we got, didn't we? Or didn't they? And you know, I thought that skill was almost completely useless before these last couple of patches. So it should be pretty good now. And I'm glad to see that because Super Saiyan 4 Goku is one of my favorite characters. He's one of the characters I played the most in Sparking Zero. Actually, he's probably still in my top 3 up to this point. And he's just one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite transformation. So him getting buffed up a little bit, I'm here for that. Other than that, user friendliness and performance stability have been improved. User friendliness and performance stability, I don't know what they mean by user friendliness, but performance stability, we'll always appreciate that. Hopefully that means some sort of like online connectivity or stability or whatever. Application is whatever. Yeah. Stay tuned for more updates and enjoy your enhanced gameplay experience in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And that is the update that we got today for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And it's really promising, man. So after the last patch we got, I jumped on the game. And even though I really liked what I saw from the patch notes, the game still had a lot of things about it that I didn't like, namely like the perception stuff and the super counter stuff. Those are 2 huge ones for me personally. I would like to believe that I would enjoy the game a lot more after this patch. So we gonna see. I would like for tomorrow's video to be me playing Beast Gohan or something like that, of course, for the content. Maybe play the game and stuff. I think once I get this video up, I might jump on Sparking Zero. I might even stream. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm definitely gonna try the game out, see how I feel, play a couple of matches, and see what the new and improved Sparking Zero feels like and what my thoughts are on it. But on paper, and it is just on paper, and practice things could always be different, but on paper, I mean, this is just W after W. I said it before, even though I wasn't like overly happy with the actual experience after the last patch, I said it was a lot of steps in the right direction, that I wanted to see it keep going in that way. And that's exactly what we're getting here. So if they keep going in this direction and listening to the community feedback and blessing us with the DLC updates and everything like that, and you know, keeping this game alive with content, like we could be in for that Dragon Ball experience in that game that we were all hoping for and that I thought we were going to get. I want this game to succeed. I want nothing but the best for this game. So anytime I complain or whine or critique, or you know what I'm saying, it's all of it is in the spirit of wanting the game to be the best version possible of itself and have as much longevity as it possibly can. I want everyone to play this game, create content on this game, enjoy this game. And a lot of us, myself included, weren't. I stopped playing it. I stopped making videos. I wasn't having fun. That's why I stopped doing those 2 things. And so hopefully with these changes, you know, and you know, I'm sure there'll be people who will be like, okay, well, when is enough? Like, when will you ever be satisfied? Like, what would it take? And like, I mean, I've said my piece time and time again of all the things I want to see get changed. Some of the things I don't even remember at this point because I haven't been playing as much recently. I have to go back in my notes or re-experience for myself. But like I said, these get my stamp of approval. You know what I'm saying? Is this enough for me? Time will tell. I guess we'll find out tomorrow whether or not I upload a gameplay video of Sparking Zero. So yeah, I could ramble on a little bit more. I could yap a bit more, but I think this is as good a place as any to wrap up this video. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I really want to know what you guys think of this patch. What do these notes say to you on paper? How are you feeling about it? If you've been playing the game already since the update came out, please let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you like, what you don't like, because I'm really curious to see how the community feels about a lot of these changes, especially because these are changes that I asked for. You know what I mean? These are things that I wanted to see, and I wasn't alone you know, all the top level 10 Kaichi players and a bunch of other content creators were saying the same things I was saying. I would know because I spoke with them multiple times and even had some of them in the videos and stuff. Yeah, I think these are genuinely mostly good changes. Some of these, like I said, I'm not too sure about just yet, but we'll see. But I really want to know what you guys think and how you feel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all this content I bring you. But with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you, swing the bat. Later.